Servicing this Ford Focus today, doing a full service on it, changing every filter, oil, changing all of it, so we'll get on with it. The first job is to remove the under tray. It has 10 T30 Torx holding it in place. You have 3 at the back, and there's technically 6 at the front, but 3 of them are secure in this plastic strip. You take that plastic strip off, and then it uncovers another 3. There and there. And you've also got 2 on the edges. Well, now that's off, we can get to the sump nut and get this all drained. Right, going under the car now. The sump is located right there, and there's your sump nut. The sump nut is a 21mm. I've not touched this yet, so hopefully it comes off okay, which it has. Trying to get covered in oil like in most of my videos. It doesn't matter if I drop this sump nut because I've got a new one to go on anyway. It's about to come out now. Yeah, I didn't make too much mess this time. That's it now, we'll leave it draining and we'll go back up top and change some of the other filters. Right, we'll get on with the air filter. The air filter is located below here. You have 4 7mm nuts on here. I use one of these, it's quite handy. And basically, it lifts off. And there's your air filter. Pick any of the worst bits off and just get rid of them out of the way. And then it sort of pushes into position there. If you get this end and lift, it slides out, as you can see. I've noticed the air filter is buried way down there. I don't know if you can see it down there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove the air box, remove the air pipe, pull that out of the way, just to give me some access. First of all, you got this sensor. The little red tab pulls up, like that. Carefully pop that off. You've got a little cable tie clip here. Carefully give it a little wiggle and a pull. That comes off. Just tuck that back under there, out of the way. And the rest of this now will just pop out. I'm going to do it off video so I can use 2 hands. But yeah, there's a little clip up there, like a rubber grommet sort of thing. And there's also one down there. There's a little bit more to taking this box out. You've got 2 clips here. Get the camera in. With these 2 pipes you have to pop off. If you come back up the top here, there's a little rubber flap which you pull back. There is this little pipe attached, but you don't need to remove that. The airbox then can come out and just lay it on top of the engine there. Now you can see we can easily get to that oil filter from here, no issues at all. Right, we'll get on the air filter now and pull that off. On the air filter housing, it's a 27mm socket. I've used a long extension bar on a ratchet, and that'll do the job. You've got plenty of room in it to get it out, as you can see. It only took a few minutes to remove the airbox. Well, get this air filter out now and get the new one in. Another bit of advice as well before you pull this out. What we'll do is stick a cloth down here, a bit of a rag, just to stop any oil drips on this part of the engine. Right, we've got the old oil filter here. That's quite a tight fit. That's the old filter. We'll get the new filter now. Here's the new filter. You get a little bag with it, with the new O-ring in, which is for here. And then you've got like this plunger style thing which got to go in the filter. You got a hole in the top of the filter there, which that slides into there and clips into place. It just mimics that one if you look. Then what we'll do next is get this old O-ring off. And get the new one on. Right, that's on now. It's a bit of a nightmare for twisting, so just make sure it's not twisted and it's on all the way around. Get a bit of clean oil, or you can use the old oil, it's up to you, and just rub a bit around that seal. It just stops it pinching when it goes back in. Filter now. Feel that's popped back in place. That's in. We'll go back up now and fit it. Inside the oil filter housing, I don't know how well you can see it, there's a hole right down there. I'm guessing that's where that little plastic bit with the seal on goes into. So just line it up so it pops into there and then screw your filter back on. Well, that's it refitted now. It says on the top there to torque it up to 25 Newton meters. I've already torqued that up now, so it's just a case of refitting the airbox and putting it all back together. I'm going to give this a quick wipe around here. That's all the airbox back in now. I've done all the screws back up. The clamps on that pipe there are 7mm, or you can use a flathead screwdriver. Everything's clipped back in place. Make sure you clip all the pipes back in place. Just don't forget anything. I've put the new sump nut in, like I always do, get a new one. I'll give all this a good clean and a wipe, just so I can see if there's any leaks or anything. We're inside the car now. Going to reset this oil warning and the service light. Put your key on 2 clicks so your ignition comes on. It says there, engine oil change due. Put your foot on the brake pedal and put your foot on the accelerator at the same time and hold them down. It says service oil reset complete. Release the pedals. And that's it, that should be done. Switch ignition off. And now it shouldn't bleep up saying oil change due. Right, the fuel filter is located right here. What you have to do is remove 3 8mm bolts off this bracket up here. You have a bolt there, one at the back, one at the side. We'll remove these now. Now you've got access to the filter. You need to pull this one off. You depress the white tab and it pops off, and the same with this side. I'll try and put the camera at an angle now where you can see. Then you've got another 2 8mm bolts right there and right there, and that will free the filter up to come out. I'm going to get these removed now. What you'll probably find easier is flat blade screwdriver. Press the white tab all the way in and gently pull it, and that's that one off. Keep a towel handy to catch any diesel that drips out. On the rear one, hopefully you can see on the video, depress the white tab there, smaller screwdriver in the back, and carefully pry out the white clip. Then depress and carefully pop it off. I'll try and show you a close-up of the white clip now. That's what you have there. You press the clip at the front and you've got to slide this clip out at the back. Then you press that again and it slides off nicely. What you have now, you've got an 8mm bolt there and you've got an 8mm bolt up the back right there. We'll get those removed now. Right, that's those 2 bolts removed. They're loosened, they don't actually come out. They're fixed in place. There's one at the back and one there. They're both 8mm. You then have 3 T15 Torques that need to be removed, and there's one over there at the back. It's a bit hard to see. Get yourself one of these if you can on top, and then pretty loose anyway. I've loosened them all just. There's normally a tab at the back here which you press to get it out, but it looks like it's been snapped by somebody previously. So the plan is, I don't know if you can see the little tab there, get a screwdriver under it gently and just give it a wiggle and push it up, just like that. This filter is now ready to come out. We'll take it in the garage and change it now. What we're going to do here now is remove these 3 torques on the top. When you remove these, diesel is going to come flying out the bottom right there. So have a little tub handy and we'll undo these now. As you can see there, it's a bit stiff, but once it comes out, it releases the airlock and it drains like mad. This is what you have underneath now. You've got a little rubber seal right there. That needs to come away. And there is also a rubber seal here. I don't think one of those come with the new one, but we will check. Now it's a case of reassembling it all. Well, here's the new filter. We'll just remove the packaging, get rid of that. Underneath, get rid of that, and this is ready to refit. It didn't come with an O-ring for this, but it should be okay. What you want to do is get it lined up. You got a screw at the back there, and you got 2 at the front. So this is going to go back on that way. That's actually a bit fiddly. What you want to do is wiggle it side to side, just make sure it's in, and you'll see the little nib down in the bottom with that little blue O-ring on it. But that's back on. Just tighten these torques back up now. Right, down inside here, make sure the bottom there is clean in the centre right there. Make sure there's no crap in there, because that's where your rubber seal goes at the bottom of the filter. You pull that fuel pipe out the way there. And that's pressed in place there. We'll just tighten these bolts up. That's that done. It's time to bleed it up now. We'll reattach the inlet. Close the tab, make sure it's on, reconnect the electrics. Now we need to bleed this. I'm going to attach something to here and we'll suck the diesel through. What I've got here is a brake bleeding kit, as you can see here, set up. What I'm going to do is attach this to there and pump on this and it'll suck the air out. Eventually this will start to fill with diesel. Just before it gets to the top of it, so it don't come down here, we'll stop pumping. I'll show you now. I'll put the pipe on there. I'll give it around 15 to 20 pumps and you can see that line's filled with diesel. There's a little air bubble there. And this tub is also filling up, as you can see. So give it another pump. As you can see, that tub there filling up. I just don't want it to go to the top and overflow. And I don't want air going back. So what I'm going to do is now pull this off and put this pipe back on as quick as possible. And that's it, back on. What I'll do before I put all the bracket back on the top is I'll start the car up and make sure it's running okay. We're in the car now. What we're going to do is fire it up. You might find it runs a little bit lumpy, but fire it up and then give it a fast idle up to about 1.5 to 2,000 RPM, just to help to pull the diesel through. I'd do that for 20-30 seconds or until the lumpiness is gone. Being totally honest, I never had any lumpiness in this. It's fine, there's nothing there. Obviously there was no air in the system after I pulled that diesel through. It seems fine. I'd hold it around 1.5 or just under 2. Yeah, this seems good. What you can do is take it for a drive. If you have any lumpiness, just keep driving steady and it should clear itself. But this seems totally fine. So using a brake bleed kit works quite well, and they're quite cheap on eBay. I will put a link in the description for that for you. Right then, on to the next job. Now we'll reinstall the top piece. There's a tab there, as you can see, like that. It slots over the back and it goes back in position there, just like that. Put these bolts in there loosely, just to hold it in place. There's one at the side here, and you have one right here. And that is that job done. Right, we're going to the next filter now. Right, we're going to be doing the cabin filter now, which is here. There is a directional airflow on these, if you have a look there. I wonder if you can see that with the light. There we go. So you need to make sure you fit it the right way. We're on the passenger side, obviously right-hand drive car in the UK. Come underneath the footwell on the passenger side, and you've got a clip here and a clip over that side right there. These just pull off, exposing like a yellow thread. Get that one that side as well. Then this mat pulls down, exposing your fuses. And if you look right up in that corner, it is an awkward one to video. Your pollen filter is located behind that housing there. You have a tab there, and you have a tab there, which you can squeeze with your finger and thumb. So you squeeze them, and the bottom pulls out, and then it drops out. That's the plastic that we just removed. The two little clips are right here, look, and they're squeezing like that, and the bottom bit pulls out, and then it drops down. You have little tabs up there. Well, we'll get this pollen filter out now and take it out slowly and see which way the direction is. You can see it coming out here now. I'll get it out off camera because it's a bit tight in there. Right, it's out now. This is the way it came out. So the airflow is from the front, the engine bay, into the dashboard, as you can see there. There is a cable up the top which gets caught on this, so if you're struggling to pull it, just push that cable up, and that's it. These filters are different. This is a carbon activated filter. This is why it looks so dark, and this one looks so white. Right, we'll get the new one in. That new pollen filter's in and the cover's back on. Honestly, it's a right nightmare. That's the hardest part of the service, I've got to say. It's really tight to get it back in, and it's really hard to locate those clips on that cover. I'd do the fuel filter any day or the rest of it. If you don't have to change that filter, don't change it, that's my advice. It is a right nightmare. But it's in now and it's done and it's all fresh. So we'll put the cover back up, put the clips back in, and that's the pollen filter done. Gonna put this engine cover back on. It just press fits, just like that. And that's it. That's the service complete. All the filters have been changed and it's job done.